Thanks for joining me on the ground. I'm your host, Tara Poam, and today we are covering the No Kings protest. It's October 18th, and we are at the steps of City Hall here in Orlando, Florida. Let's go find out why people are here protesting and what they have to say about our government. Be sure you like, share, subscribe. Want to turn that way?
America in his ear, and when we see hardship and struggle, they see opportunity and a quick buck. Shame!
What do we want?
We don't know.
When do we want it?
Also unclear.
Why do we want it?
Because it was forwarded to us in an email, so it must be true. Yeah!
My man who supports Latina baddies.
Yes.
So for those who don't know what a Latina baddie is, what is a Latina baddie?
A very hot Latina woman. That is a Latina baddie. Like a very sexy Latina woman.
What do you think are some of the differences between American culture and Latina culture? Like, who would you rather date?
I mean, this is my girlfriend. So my girlfriend is white. But I do love Latina baddies.
So a way to like keep Latina baddies here in the States, if they come over illegally, we can marry them.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love them. It's a lifestyle.
What prompted you to come out to today's protest?
A lot of things. It's kind of too much to boil down into any one thing other than wanting...
Your top three.
I want to see this country stick true to its founding principles of equality, justice for all people, inclusion. Like, we're a melting pot. We always have been from the beginning, and I want to see us embrace our neighbors.
How have you seen us veer away from our core principle of equality?
I mean, what's happening with all the immigration enforcement right now is not as much immigration enforcement as it is terrorism. I feel like this administration is purposefully, the cruelty is the point in a lot of their actions they've been taking in American cities over the last couple months.
What have you seen either on the news or in person that you feel that it's going towards terrorism?
Unmarked vehicles, unbadged officers, if they're even that, masked people, snatching people off our streets. That's not an uncommon occurrence now, and that's not normal. That's not okay. I want to see the law followed according to the letter of the law. The procedures followed. They're there for a reason. They're there to keep everyone safe, not just some people.
So you're for due process.
Absolutely.
What do you define due process as? Because as we talk to different people, they say like some things are being followed and not like what. Let's see, what is the definition of a due process? Do you think with the removal of an illegal immigrant, what would you expect?
Obeying court orders, following the procedure for warrants. respecting privacy and people's Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. I don't know. I wouldn't have a boiled down specific description. I'm not a legal expert, but I do know that what I'm seeing is repeated abuses of procedure, repeated abuses of what was considered, I guess, I don't have the words for it. Like there's an expectation of how things go, whether it was black and white in the rules or not, and a lot of that is being tested and pushed. So the soft edges of law, because a lot of things are case law, a lot of things are messy, and you got to pick apart all the details. That's just getting plowed over right now for an agenda. I guess that's probably
what do you think that agenda is?
I think it's cruelty. I think it's demonizing the other. I think rich people have captured too much power. I think a lot of older white men are grasping at what they think was their power, when in reality our diversity and our unity has always been our power.
What do you think? How would you improve this? How would you improve the system? Like, what do you think is the solution?
You guys mind stretching in a bit? We got to make sure there's plenty of walking room.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Say again?
What do you think would be like some of the solutions?
That's a much bigger, messier question.
Yeah.
I mean, voting is step one. Voting for people that have integrity and that are competent and that have experience for the job that we're electing them to do. I think that's a big part of the process. I think we've been apathetic for too long on who we choose as our leaders across the board. So choosing people that are better informed, choosing people that have a passion for the people of this country, all of them.
What do you think? How has a Trump administration affected you or your community?
Me, no, I mean, I'm a white man. It hasn't affected me much yet, but I'm here trying to spend my time standing up for everybody. So my life hasn't been impacted yet, and that's the problem. I think a lot of people are asleep because it hasn't affected their life yet.
Hey. Can you tell me about what prompted you to come out to today's protest?
I had the day off.
What issues are most important to you that you're here advocating?
Just fairness. I think that no one deserves to be deported because we weren't supposed to be here anyways. This is no one's land. Or at least not Trump's land, and it's not his decision to send anyone away. It's also Pride, so I guess, like we're here for that too.
I think protest today also. What time does the parade start?
I found out about it
sometime afternoon.
I didn't know. Yeah, I think maybe like 12.
I think large protests like this are great opportunities for people who feel like they can't do much, for communities or just like the problem at large, a chance to at least like say that they were there for when it happened, and that's what my sign says.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like the more people come together for causes like this, the further across our message will be, and hopefully maybe Trump will be impeached. Hopefully, praying.
And we see here in Orlando that this is like everybody's following like police orders or guidelines, but saying the right areas, the walkways are going on it.
Because we're all here for the same reason.
I think that's great. It shows that we're not here to fight with anyone. We're not here to cause violence. We're here to get our message across.
We're all here for the same reason.
I feel like as long as everyone still, stays abiding by the rules and we can keep it going as long as possible, that's the best thing we can do.
We all know what we're here for. We're all here for the same reason. We all have the same message. And therefore, there's no reason for any tension of any kind.
Exactly. No reason for anger. There's no reason for anger, no reason for violence. We just want to be heard.
And people are respecting other people's want for anonymity and things like that. Like nobody's trying to target anybody individually or like even people at large. So
I feel like the Orlando protests are an exemplary of how protests should be in America. To get your voices heard, it stays peaceful, so the message doesn't get lost in the chaos of things. Everyone can see that everything is going wonderfully here. If you guys had an audience with Donald Trump and had a chance to sit with him at a round table, what would you want him to hear?
Well, I I feel like that's kind of a loaded and layered question, but I think Americans can collectively say that we're fed up and we want a voice to be heard. And I think everybody, no matter what corner you turn to in America, everybody's going to have a different answer to that question. But the problem at large is that we want to be heard and we want to be listened to, and we don't want to be seen as other, because we are what make up the country. Civilians make up the country, so it would make no sense if we had no aspect of power.
Yes.
We live here.
Every law, America is supposed to be everyone united, and we can't all live by the white Christian ways. He can't decide who gets to stay or leave based on his personal beliefs, because he's in charge of an entire country, and it's not just Trump's
Even
country,
if he's comfortable,
country.
we're not. Even if he is comfortable and his administration is comfortable, we're not.
He's gonna get what's coming to him sooner or later, and I'll just pray for that day. Yeah.
How do you guys feel with the big news this week was the peace treaty in Gaza? What was your reaction to hearing that the Gaza war is over? Do you think it's over?
Well, I don't think it's over at all.
They've done this several times, so
I don't think it's over at all.
Yeah, we could hope that it would be over, but at the end of the day,
I think even if it was over, America didn't really have anything to do with it, because I think this is the first example in a long time that people have no choice but to pay attention to what's going on with what's going on in Gaza.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that it's going to end, and I think the fact that the people that are aware of it are not the people in power. The people that are doing things about it and trying to do things about it are not the people in power.
Would you say that, because there's a lot of things that need to happen in order for justice to occur, so we have a peace treaty enacted, a couple days old, it's a very young thing, but is it possible to have peace without justice?
No.
Absolutely.
There in no point in history has anything ever actually been done and set in stone without somebody yelling, without somebody putting their foot down, whether it's one individual person, whether it's a dozen people, or it's people going to war. Nothing good or bad that, changes things in the long run has ever come without fighting.
Obviously, we wouldn't have to be doing all this right now if they listened the first time. They don't listen when anyone asks nice, so we just got to keep pushing and
because
pushing until
people
we
are
get our
fighting
way.
for a reason. There's a reason why people are fed up. It's because people aren't being listened to and people aren't being heard.
Woo! I think that's something that everybody can agree on, is our immigration system is broken. Otherwise, we wouldn't have such a problem on both ends.
Exactly.
Well, if there was an education factor at large for everybody, then everybody would have a better understanding of what the agreement should be.
Yes, absolutely.
I'd like to hear, what are your guys' ideas as, civilians of the USA? What do you think would be a solution to our broken immigration system?
Well, to be honest with you, I think the civilians are left out of the conversation entirely whenever people bring up immigration. So I feel like it's kind of difficult to answer that question because, civilians have been shouting, and we're protesting now, and it feels like nothing is still getting done. So I feel like civilians don't really have much power when it comes to things like that. We more so speak our voices so that the people in power can understand what demographics to pay attention to and what they're saying.
It's more community involvement when it comes to government activity.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me what rights you feel are being taken away from the trans community?
Absolutely, they're getting the rights. They're free. They're getting their freedom taken away, and I think it's unfair, especially children, transgender children, are being forced to hide, and people of all types of people are being forced to hide, and it's not fair. I feel like if we were to protect transgender rights, everyone would have a safe place and everyone would be free.
What rights are being taken away? You say in safe spaces, can you elaborate more?
Yeah, safe spaces, the right to use the restroom of their choice, the right to exist.
How do you feel about trans in sports, for example?
I feel like it's fair, and it should be fair, and people should be able to be in the sport that they identify with.
What we know, what has been reported thus far, there are 717 female athletes, a total of 1,055 medals that have been stolen, over 522 competitions across 37 different sports. Again, Carly, that is just the number that has been reported and accounted for.
IKEA has better cabinets. Can you tell me why you chose this sign and how it relates to today's protest?
Because his cabinet is a travesty. The people that he has put in his cabinet aren't doing the job they need to be.
Which member of the cabinet really ticks you off, and what have they done?
Oh, that's really difficult to say. Probably Kennedy and all the fallacies he's promoting, and these poor mothers who have children with autism and making them feel guilty if they've taken Tylenol during their pregnancy. It's just it's unconscionable.
American patriots. So people say that the patriots are only on the conservative side, that you're on the liberal side.
I consider myself conservative a little bit, but leaning on the left, really. I mean, but to me, this is not about really party. It's more about what's going to happen with this country. A group of people are trying to take it over. So this is about democracy, American democracy, not a banana democracy.
How do you see the state of American politics turning into a banana republic?
Definitely very polarized. I mean, there's gotta be room in the middle for us. That's how I see it. I don't think it should go either way, too far to the right or too far to the left. But when you have one group that is taking over everything, that's where the real problem is. So they are taking over the country, really.
What are some of the most disturbing things that you're seeing in present-day America?
The attack, number one, immigration, really. I mean, there should have been a path to these people for immigration, really. I mean, if you were a law-abiding citizen, you were contributing to this country, right? I mean, there should have been a path for them. That's number one. But number two, I mean, the most concerning to me, honestly, they're taking over all the agencies, really. The military, you saw what happened the other day. The DOJ, the FBI, they're firing people for doing their work. They're looking for loyalists. I mean, that tells me just one thing. This doesn't end here. It goes on. I mean, this is just the beginning. So, to me, I mean, for people to think that we're going to change the country and keep the same liberties, everything that we have now, that's crazy. That's the definition of crazy to me. So,
how do you feel about Trump deploying the National Guard into the cities? Do you think that's a good thing or bad thing?
That's a man-made disaster. That's a man-made disaster. I mean, you have the police, you have all the agencies. I mean, show me the money, show me the evidence, show me the proof. Because somebody breaks the glass, I mean, you're gonna bring the the military into when it's forbidden by the Constitution, right? So, I mean, they're just making a crisis. So that later on, and watch out for 2026 midterm elections, if the results they come down their way, they're gonna activate all the military, everything, to take over, because they're gonna say, okay, there was massive fraud. I mean, the guy still can take that he lost 2020. I mean,
do you think that, so instead of deploying the National Guard, it sounds like there should be maybe more resources put into the local enforcement to manage their own communities?
I mean, always good enforcement is always good, right? But I mean, when you bring tanks, when you bring rifles, when you bring soldiers to crush, I mean, people on the street, I mean, they're sending a message. This is about putting fear into people. So, get ready for it. That's what they're doing. They're, working into people's minds.
So it's a lot of fear mongering.
Exactly, definitely. That's what it is. I mean, so far there is no evidence of a lot of disturbances around. I mean, it's just they're just fabricating.
American citizen has been in prison in Israel since February. No charges, no due process, no family contact. That is unacceptable. We need to put pressure on our government officials to bring him home now.
I'm not familiar with the story. What happened? How did he get there? What happened?
His name is Muhammad Ibrahim. He was visiting family in the West Bank, even though he's an American citizen from Brevard County here. And in the middle of the night, 25 or more military from Israel broke into his house and demanded to see him and handcuffed him behind his back and blindfolded him and marched him off to prison. No, as I said, no charges. They did try to get him to confess to throwing rocks at a vehicle, not at a person, not to harm anyone, but he wouldn't even confess to that because he said he didn't do it. So why is he going to confess to something he didn't do? And as I said, he has not been charged. There's been no due process and no family contact. And that's just unacceptable for anyone, let alone an American citizen, and for our government not to be doing anything.
So the government needs to get involved, the American government needs to get involved to get our American citizen back.
Exactly, yes.
May I ask you, so you said, your sign says, stop killing Gaza children with the U.S. bombs. What are your thoughts on the current peace treaty that went through this week? Do you think it's going to last? Do you think, what are your thoughts
All I
on
can
it?
say is that I hope so. I can't predict the future. But there's a lot of, I'll just say, a lot of big business interests in violence, weapons, and ethnic cleansing. I'll just say that, not only there, but around the world. It makes big money for some people. And
you got to follow where the money goes to find the root of our
follow
problems.
the money and see who benefits from things like that. And it's not the everyday people of any ethnicity or religion.
How did you feel when you heard about the peace treaty coming this week? Like with the Israeli hostages being returned, with the Gaza citizens who were taken hostage being returned. How did you feel when that announcement was made?
I'm happy whenever any hostages are returned. I don't support hostage taking. And so that was good. And anytime there's a chance for peace, it's good. But I'm just wary, and as I said, I'm hopeful. I just think there needs to be a whole lot more. That's like one little tiny step of so much more that needs to happen for there to be justice and for
a peace to hold.
Yes, exactly.
For that, guys, we have to pray for everlasting peace in the Middle East. Now, this is about maybe the third or the fourth of the series of the No Kings protest. This is known as No Kings 2.0. I believe the last one was on Trump's birthday on June 15th, and that was known as like a military parade that happened through DC. And so this is the resurgence of No Kings 2.0. Its history, to my knowledge, has to do with coming out from a grassroots movement. We have to do some investigation if it's truly grassroots, if we don't have, paid protesters out here. From what I'm seeing, it seems just like regular civilian members of the community of Orlando here vocalizing their protests. Everything has been very smooth. It's been actually a quite fun protest. People are lively. You have the loudspeaker going on in front of, you have speakers going on in front of the steps of City Hall. I think this is probably one of the best protests that I have covered in terms of how peaceful and joyful and fun. Because usually when I go to like an anti-Trump one, it's a little bit more contentious, but that's not what we're seeing today. Dance, everyone. Dance. Yeah. Have some fun. Yay. Heart. Make a heart with your hands. Heart. Make a heart. There you go. Yay! Yeah, we've actually been seeing some pretty great costumes. I love that. Like South Park, we had Kenny and Cartman were out here today. I gotta admit, I had pretty much a very good time and fun time in today's protest. It's been quite noisy out here, so talking quite loud. Dad was saying it was also quite noisy out here. But like I was saying, this has been a good, peaceful protest, and people are just wanting to have their voices heard, whether you agree or you disagree with them. We all have the right for our First Amendment, and here in Orlando, at least here in Orlando for the No Kings protest, it was a very good protest. What was your thoughts on today's protest?
Well, I think the protest is great here, okay? Even I don't agree with these people. They put a lot of signs, they're making a lot of noise, but I still didn't understand the sense they are here because we love our President Trump, you know, and what they are against him, I have no idea.
All right, guys, we are Tara and Marion from the Polish American Brotherhood, and you guys can find us on YouTube. If you're not watching it on YouTube right now, be sure you like, share, and subscribe.